One, I want to say thank you for being here tonight. Oftentimes, I think we go from Palm Sunday straight into Easter and never stop to think about the struggle, the challenge, the misery, the pain that Jesus went through on our behalf. We just kind of skim over it. We get the good stuff and leave the meat and the ugliness of the story of Christ's crucifixion far away from our minds. It's what we do, maybe out of self-protection, maybe just because we want to, I don't know. But I thank you for being here, just for us to pause just a bit and remember the Last Supper with Jesus and his disciples in the upper room. The Gospel of John is where we get that Jesus was in ministry for 3 years. This is the third Passover meal that's celebrated and observed in the Gospel of John. That they go into the upper room and they have a meal together. And as a part of that, Jesus washes the disciples' feet. And then he gives them the command, the Maundy Thursday, the command you to love one another. The New Yorker cartoon on the Page a Day calendar actually had in it today or tomorrow, actually, it says, we have to admit that Jesus was the center of our group. The disciples are sitting around kind of lost. We have to admit that Jesus was the center of our group. I can only imagine what the disciples might have felt, saw. You know, they'd been with Jesus for 3 years, working together, praying together, going here, going there, being threatened, challenged, walking the dusty trails on the hottest of days together. Probably got kind of angry, aggravated, upset at one another. Still didn't really understand all of what's going on. And yet, Jesus reminds the disciples to love one another. Even the gospel says that he knew about Judas's plan, though not all of you. Still calling them to love one another. Pastoral care class, some of you may have heard me tell this before, my pastoral care class, he said, go out and visit people. He said there are people that you go visit because of maybe what you might do for them. You ever seen people like that? You can go by and help out, do a little something for somebody. They appreciate it. They're those people. He said, so you go see people for what maybe they'll do for you, what you can do for them when you go see them. And he says, there's some people that you go and visit, and when you leave, you feel like that they've given you so much more than you've ever given them by your visit. You leave refreshed and recharged and ready to go to face the world, whatever the challenges that are in your life. You feel like you just, those kind of people. And then he said there's a third group. And he said there's the group that you're supposed to go see just because Jesus said so. You know some of them? Yeah. But Jesus told his disciples to love one another. And Jesus tells us this night to be reminded to love one another. What wondrous love is this, O my soul, O my soul. What wondrous love is this, calls the Lord of bliss to lay down his life for us. I always love the line that if it was just us, just me, just you in the world, that God would still see fit to send Jesus into the world so that we would know how much God loved us as individuals, much less as God's collective humanity and the gift of love.